Tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's start this weekend off right. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the GMS show. It is Friday. We are right back to the weekend as usual. And you know what to do, man. GMS fam and 3Gs fam, make sure you pull up tonight at 8 p.m. for 3Gs. How y'all doing, man? I hope y'all feeling well and good spirits. Family's good. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. GMS fam, the green room, if you are here, let me know in the chat. Check in the chat. Come on. I see you. CDC Beats, Will Stumbling, 313 Capo, Ty Ward is in the building. Go ahead and do your due diligence, man. Hit that like button. Do me a big favor, man. Share this live, man. We live. If you part of the GMS fan, man, every time we go live, make sure you hit that share button too, man. Put it on your socials. Let people know where to go. Text it to a friend, whatever you got to do. But make sure that you do your due diligence. Now, GMS fam, the green room, we got to talk about some things today, man. Something caught my eye yesterday. Last night, to be exact. And it looks like Young Thug has made it so that he will not see the light of day again. Possibly, maybe. What up, Queen? It don't look too good for him, man. I don't know how his defense is going to get out of this one, but it does not look good. Now, this man is already fighting for his life in the prison system. He is fighting. He is literally fighting for his life. And when I say fighting for his life, that means he is facing life in prison. And one of his co-defendants, a man by the name of Kahlieff Adams, decided that he was going to walk up to Young Thug in the middle of court and hand him the Perk 30s. Playboy in the building, King Lukey in the building. Yes, I know y'all saw it. My man walked up on him and handed him the Perk 30s. First and foremost, this goes to such a deeper conversation about the drug issue in our community and in rap specifically. You know what I'm saying? It's not just rappers dying from gun violence, but rappers are overdosing and dying from drugs. And when they don't understand, when you do fuck shit on the outside and you get put in the inside, you don't have the same access to what you did before. And usually what happens to these guys is they start hitting that withdrawal. And when you hit withdrawals and you in jail, Oh, I can only imagine you are going through it. That's probably why Gunna said, you know what, I can't take this shit no more. I'm pushing plea. Please let me go out here and sip some drink. I need them perks. I need to hit the whippets. I cannot do this anymore. I wasn't even a part of the crimes. I was just a rapper. Now, as you can see, here's courtroom footage, man. Given to us by Michael Seaton of WSB-TV. He says, my colleague Mark Winner, or Winne, or whatever, however you say his last name, just obtained surveillance video that shows the moment prosecutors accuse Young Thug and his co-defendant Kahlieff Adams of conducting a hand-to-hand drug deal. In court, please pay attention. When you see this, you're going to see a Kahlieff Adams stand up. This is him right here. He starts to make his way towards Thug. He walks up. And first of all, I didn't even know you can shake somebody's hand just sitting there at the fuck. But he doesn't even make it sneaky. He don't even try. He doesn't even try. My man doesn't even try to be sneaky about it. He walks right up. And he literally looks like he's handing something to him. He's in court. He is on a RICO case. What makes you think you can walk up to this man and hand him something without somebody questioning some shit? And as you can see, one of the deputies literally walked right up as it happened. And this nigga tried to walk away like the nigga didn't just see what happened. He said, hey. Don't you go through that door. What was that? Everybody looking like, what the fuck just happened? Thug had to pass the Percocet over. They took my man. Matter of fact, let me read this to you so y'all can get it in full context. The prosecutors say the surveillance shows Adams walk over to where Young Thug is seated with his attorney and then drop a Percocet in his hand. A deputy confronts Young Thug and he turns over the pill to authorities. When deputies searched Adams, they found him in possession of Percocet, marijuana, tobacco wrapped in plastic, and food seasonings to conceal the odor of weed, according to investigators. Man, this nigga had the Zaza pack in some Newports wrapped in a motherfucking Lowry's bottle and shit. This nigga had the contraband in the Lowry's bottle. Investigators say Adams was taken to Grady Hospital after he appeared to ingest other items of contraband in an effort to conceal the extent of his crimes within the courtroom. Prosecutors filed a motion asking the court to make a finding of the fact that court was delayed on January 18, 2023 because of the actions of defendant Williams and defendant Adams. Now, Young Thug's attorney responds with this.
On the courtroom on yesterday.
Let me turn the music down because the audio on this is kind of sideways, but listen up.
The reality is Mr. Williams had nothing to do with what went on in the courtroom on yesterday. One of the co-defendants, on his way to the restroom, attempted to pass something to Mr. Williams, who immediately turned it over to the deputy.
He did not know it was allegedly Percocet?
Did not know. Well, we don't know what it is. Did not know what it was, turned it over to the deputy right away. The deputies took action. The individual who had the contraband, not Mr. Williams, was taken into the back where I'm told he ingested whatever he had. He had to be taken to the hospital, and as a result, court was terminated for the rest of the day.
Yo. So, as you heard, Thug's attorney is saying he had nothing to do with it. And he said that his friend just decided to do this on a whim. Now, let's just say, I'm going to give y'all both scenarios real quick. Let's just say Thug didn't know that this was going to happen. You have to have some really stupid individuals around you to try to pull some shit like this without you knowing, to put you in danger while you're already fighting for your life. This has to be the dumbest individual in the entire world. And let's say Thug did know and try to play it off. That man doesn't care about his life, so why the fuck should we care about freeing him? Why should we care about freeing a nigga that wants to be there? You clearly want to be there. I don't want to look. If Thug knew that this was gonna go down, I don't ever want to hear no niggas talking about, yo, I do this for my kids, or I do this for my family, or I do this for this and that. You niggas do it for the drugs and for jail and for potential booty touching. That's what the fuck y'all do it for. Y'all want to go to jail. I don't know no niggas that want to go to jail. Nobody I know, nobody I'm friends with, nobody I'm cool with has desires of being locked up. The people I know be actively trying to stay away from the bars. You see people saying free Young Thug and all this other shit, but it's like, why do y'all be caping for the motherfuckers that aren't trying themselves? He's not even trying to get the fuck out. He's not trying to help his own case. Why are we? It's fucked up because in this situation, man, at first when it all happened, I was like, man, and you know, the narrative about them using lyrics and shit like that, it's like immediately the narrative was they were just trying to get Young Thug because he's a rapper and his name is Young Thug and he used to do stuff in the past, but he's good now. When you start hearing about certain things that went down, you put, whether he's good at making music or not, you put him in the same category as the people or the niggas that don't give a fuck about other black lives. The people that don't want us to prosper out here. You don't want to see black people live long because they in their own ego, they in their own street bullshit. And I can't co-sign it, man. I'm tired of trying to come up with excuses for the niggas that aren't trying with us. You not trying with us, why the fuck are we trying with you? Right, this is not the time to be under the influence of anything. You have to be on point because your life is in the balance. You are facing the rest of your life in prison after being one of the top artists in the game. Building one of the biggest brands in hip hop, in the culture, setting trends, birthing a bunch of mini-me's, having everybody want to have a feature or a song or a show or get signed or whatever. All this shit has been brought upon you. You were blessed with, and all of a sudden you feel like, nah, that's not enough. I got to prove some of these niggas. That's what I hate, man. I hate that a lot of these dudes feel like they got to prove something. This is the type of shit I was talking about with the 21 Savage situation. Because that's the next nigga that's going to be in a RICO case. This nigga got on Clubhouse trying to brag about bodies or whatever the fuck he was trying to do. Being 21 Savage, another top artist who does not have to be involved with that bullshit. But because he want to prove that he hard, or he want to prove that he was in the streets, he want to prove that he got stripes or that he got credibility. He want to prove all this shit to niggas that do not affect his life in any way, shape, or form, just based off ego. That is some dumb shit. And these are niggas that do not care about their lives. Why are we trying to fight for these individuals? There's people out here we should be fighting for. I know that much. There's people out here who really want to make a change. There's people out here who don't want to be involved in that street shit and want to take shit the legit route, who want to see themselves live long, who want to be there for their children when they get older. Who want to break generational curses. That's what it is. Breaking generational curses is what niggas need to be focused on. But you cannot you cannot force somebody to have common sense. You cannot. A dumb nigga just gonna be a dumb nigga, and that's what the fuck we got to deal with. And at first, I was just like, I hope his situation gets figured out. But it's like stuff like this is exactly what I'm talking about. I can be sitting up here like, yo, I hope he figures his situation out. I hope he comes out on the right side of it. But why am I hoping this when this person is actively working against themselves? You working against yourself at this point. You know all the people that already done took a plea with your ass and you over here trying to take perk 30s? Hiding them in the lorries? I wonder what his homeboy ingested too. I wonder what else he had. I wonder what all the drugs he decided he wanted to shove down his throat and take his ass to Grady Hospital like a fucking dumbass. I wonder what he was on. And like I said, if I give him benefit of the doubt and I say Thug didn't have any idea that this was going to happen, this is a person now, young Thug, that you know that you are actively against because they put you in a fucked up position. Somebody that loves you or cares about you, calls you family or whatever the case may be, will make a life-altering decision without your knowledge and will put your life in the balance. You got to get away from that guy. And on top of that, I might I might throw your ass under the bus at this point. I mean, what would you do? That's the main question I wanted to ask. Now, at this point, man, when you feel like, let's say Thug didn't know what was going on. This was something that really happened where his friend came up, he just put his hand up to shake his hand and his homie handed him a pill. And he like, man, what the fuck? What would you do at this point? Would you throw your guy under the bus because he tried to ruin your life, or what? Would you just let it slide because you young Thug and you want to live by the street rules? What you think? DJ Travel said, they said Thug handed the perk to the DA. Is that not snitching in a sense? They saw who handed it to Thug. It's not snitching if you didn't know. If you didn't know, this is what I'm saying. If Young Thug didn't know that this was finna happen, which I doubt, but if Young Thug didn't know, fuck snitching. Nigga, you tried to put my life, you know I am facing life and you just walked up on me with a perk? You are not my friend. You are not my family. You are not YSL. Nigga, you are an op at this point. Here, deputy, take this. He gave it to me. Oh, stupid ass nigga. The gloves are off at that point. But I doubt that Young Thug did not know at all. That's what's fucking with me. That's what makes me think that this is a situation where Young Thug really truly doesn't care about his freedom. You talk about somebody, and this is who the courts are painting as a person that pulls strings. He runs everything. He's the puppet master. He's the guy. He's the shot caller. If you the shot caller, you the nigga that everybody got to look to. You Hefe of YSL. Why would somebody make that decision without your knowledge? I'm Young Thug. I'm somebody that's actively getting niggas yoked out here in the streets. Why would I make a dumbass decision to be like, you know what? This might be a good idea. I know he's in there struggling. Let me try to get my man's a perk. Let me go ahead and pack this weed and these couple little Newports in this Lowry's bottle. Stick it in my ass and I'm finna go in the that's how dumb this nigga, like, that's how he looks. He said, LL really said, why would a dude crash out like that without consent? He risked his freedom and health. Hell yeah. DJ Travel said, even if he didn't know, it's snitching according to street rules. See, I know what you're saying. I know exactly where you're coming from, DJ. And I know you not like being like, yeah, that's snitching. This nigga is snitch. I know exactly what you mean. According to street rules, that it could be considered snitching. But that's why the street rules is just plain old retarded. I'm sorry, it's retarded. You put my life in jeopardy. I'm not finna be like, well, the streets say I can't say nothing. I didn't ask you to do this shit. I didn't ask you to do none of this shit. And on top of that, if there's one thing we both know right now, motherfucker, is that I'm facing life. And you just brought me a perk. Nigga, we're not friends. We're not acquaintances. We're not cool. We not shit. Yes, I'm snitching on your dumb ass. He gave me the perk. Here it is. It came from his hands. You should probably check him because he probably has more. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck him. That's not my guy. He's not with me. You feel me? That was like, I have not seen nothing that fucking dumb in a long time when it comes to court proceedings. And at such a high level of a case that this is, we're not talking about something regular where it was just, a random shooting happened and Young Thug was just there. This is a RICO case. They are actively trying to put this man under the fucking prison. And somebody brought perks, some Kush, and some Newports, and maybe some Molly, and put it in a motherfucking Lowry's bottle and shoved it in his ass and said, you know what? This is gonna work. Man, look. I can't co-sign this stuff, man. I cannot co-sign this stuff. So whatever happens from here, man, is supposed to happen in my book. Whether Young Thug gets off or whether he gets put under the jail, all this shit's supposed to happen. We're not dealing with sensible niggas. We are not dealing with sensible niggas. Speaking of sensible niggas, Math Hoffa, man, I got to speak on this. Math Hoffa and China Mac. If you don't know, they are feuding right now because Math Hoffa decided to have Troy Ave on his platform to speak about just to have an interview. But of course, you know, the elephant in the room had to be addressed. Sorry, I didn't mean to play that, but the elephant in the room had to be addressed, which was, you know, his case that he has, or the situation that took place where it involved Taxstone. If y'all know who Taxstone is, man, podcaster, influencer, entertainer, whatever you want to call him. But Taxstone ended up in a situation where a shooting happened. Troy Ave was involved. Troy Ave's friend Banger was involved, who ultimately ended up dying. A life was lost that night. And ever since then, Taxstone has been locked up. Troy Ave has been free. And if anybody has seen any of Troy Ave's interviews, he's not shy of talking about the situation, really, and, you know, putting blame where he feels it's supposed to be. So when that happens, you know, like we just talked about with those street rules, how dumb the street rules is. This is how dumb the street rules is, right? And this also plays into the race shit, which is why I see why Math responded the way that he did. Some people were calling it petty. Some people were trying to say he was race baiting. But if you see the actual inside of it, the nuance of it, China Mac is not a black man. So when you try to force the street rules or street this or anything on a black man who is trying to go legit, who has a platform he's trying to make something else happen for himself and not try to be the nigga that's in the streets doing the street shit, you look like somebody who is op not to just the culture, but to black people. And I don't have a problem with China Mac. I think China Mac is cool in my book, but it's when these street rules and these things that these niggas grew up paying attention to put them in a situation where they'll disrespect somebody or lose respect for somebody because they had an interview with someone who literally doesn't even affect you, has no purpose in your life other than the fact you don't like his situation and what he did. It makes you look weak. But instead of me saying it, I'm gonna let China Mac say how he felt. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna let y'all hear some of the conversation that, you know, China Mac had with Math Hoffa on the Math Hoffa podcast. But listen to this, man. Listen to what he had to say, and I'm gonna let y'all hear it so y'all know where I'm coming from. Check this out.
Go on this platform. My platform was bigger, so you know what I'm saying. I was doing him a favor, actually. You know what I mean? But I love to see his success. But what he did on a Troy Ave interview, I just can't rock with it. Now, if you don't know, Troy Ave is a rapper from Brooklyn. He got into a altercation with Tax Stone. Tax Stone wasn't a rapper, but Tax Stone was a blogger. And
ironically, he's mad at Math Hoffa for having Troy Ave on his platform to speak on an open case, yet here is China Mac on his platform speaking on the open case.
Getting big. Tax Stone was big. Like, Tax Stone was, like, coming up. You know what I'm saying?
The logic in these
If you know,
niggas.
then you know. If you were in the New York area around that time,
if you so against
Tax
it,
Stone
don't even speak on it.
Was getting big. You know what I mean? But Tax Stone was still in the street. He was still gang banging. He was still, like, you know.
Is this not dry snitching?
He was still with the bullshit.
Is this not dry snitching? You talking about the fact that that Math had a nigga on his show snitching. He didn't say Math snitch. He said Math had a nigga on his show snitching. And here you are talking about Tax Stone being still in gang shit, still about that life.
But
and all
him
that
and
shit.
Troy Ave,
Make it make sense, China Mac.
Casanova was also involved with that, like, you know, the whole beef with Troy Ave. So Troy Ave had beef or whatever. They had their beef. They had their thing going back and forth, and finally they saw each other at Irving Plaza, and, you know, a shooting happened. Somebody died, banger. Somebody died, and a bunch of people got arrested. Troy Ave got arrested. Tax Stone got arrested.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Tax Stone is still fighting his case right now. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to talk about the specifics of it because I don't really know. And you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can, if y'all really want to know the specifics of it, y'all can go on the internet and look at it. You know what I mean?
You might as well tell the specifics. You already halfway there, cuz.
So now.
You already halfway there through the specifics. You might as well tell the whole damn story, nigga.
Now, here's the thing. Tax Stone, like I don't have no affiliation with Tax Stone. Like, I spoke to him before, but Tax Stone got drama with my bro, La Brim. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've been talking about La Brim forever. La Brim is my brother. He is a hound. You know what I'm saying? And Tax Stone got mad beef with La Brim. You know what I mean? So I could never really take sides with Tax Stone or anything like that.
But you did. And you went on and went out of your way to say that you didn't respect a man off of the fact that he had somebody on his platform that snitched or did whatever the case, basically defending a man who you don't really know, and then on top of that has beef with somebody you're close with. What was the point of doing it at all? You should have just kept quiet.
I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But because La Brim is my brother. But right is right, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to have, for a person that comes from the street, you know what I mean? Math Hoffa comes from the street. Now just because you start getting popping and you get some money, that don't take you out of what you represented unless you just sell yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now, if you come from that street and you claim you come from that street, and you still represent that, then there's still certain things that you should do and shouldn't do. And bringing somebody on your platform that you know has an active, like he's talking about people that has active murder charges, that is not street. Like if I was gonna have if I was gonna have Troy Ave come on here, I would not ask him anything about his case. You know why? Because he's still fighting his case. And Tax Stone is still fighting his case. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even allow him to talk about that on my platform. You understand what I'm saying? And right before that episode, when they was talking about, now y'all gotta do y'all math and y'all gotta go back.
Let me respond to this. My guy Tilt said something. Tilt said China Mac is a street dude and a New York dude. Mac is right. He's speaking on common information. That's not dry snitching. Well, let me put it in perspective. This is why we're talking about the street rules and why certain street shit is dumb. Troy Ave has talked about this situation a lot, and a lot from his perspective and what his perspective is on the streets. My whole thing is, if I'm somewhere out, right, somebody I got beef with pulls up, and this is just a scenario. I don't know how it actually happened. So regardless of whose story, whatever, this is just from my perspective, because this is how it looks like it played out. This is how Troy Ave talked about it. If I'm not out looking for no bullshit, but somebody I got beef with pulled up and they started a confrontation with me, and it ended in one of my guys dying due to allegedly the person that I had beef with shooting him, I am not going to waste no expense at not giving a fuck about that guy's life. Now, street rules is street rules. I guess if people want to abide by them. But if Troy Ave is out here talking about streets is a myth and streets is that, and he don't do the blah, 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 whatever, then what can you do about it? Well, I mean, what standard can you hold Troy Ave to when it comes to the streets? What has it done to his business? What has it done to his career? All the shit that had to do with the street shit only brought negativity. Now, my whole thing with why I don't agree with why China Mac jumped out the window is because the situation has nothing to do with him. And it's even more backwards that he's involving himself, because now he might have a problem with somebody he's close with for defending a nigga that has beef with him. Because recently, in a video after Mav posted the clip I'm about to play next, he went on, and Mav posted some DMs from China Mac, making it look like China Mac was, pretty much begging for his like attention or whatever. But at the end of the video, he said, "Free Tax Stone." Do you think his homie feels that way? If you say you're not trying to pick sides, you say you're not rocking with somebody because your homeboy and him got beef, I'm not finna say free so-and-so. But because he involved himself in this situation, now he has to say things that he probably would have never said before, because now he's put on a chopping block for something he started. If he never said anything about the interview, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
In the comments, a lot of y'all going, "Oh, you clout chasing, yada, 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 yada." First of all, before I say what I'm about to say, eat a Frank. Eat a whole Frank. I don't give a fuck. Now listen, before the whole Troy Ave situation, they were talking about the Young Thug situation. I seen a video where they was talking about the Young Thug situation, and one of the older people there, he said, "Yo, media is putting too much, people are talking about it so much, and it's an active case going on, and y'all just not supposed to be talking about this." You know what I'm saying? Like, media should do a better job in like not talking about these situations, because you don't know what you're doing to that man's case. He said that. He's a co-host on Matt Hoffa's show. I don't know his name, but y'all could go back and look. Y'all could check it.
Probably
y'all could check the facts. And when Matt Hoffa said what he said and said, "Oh, we have a mutual hater," that same guy put his head down and did not say nothing, and he probably didn't lift his head up for the rest of that interview, because he.
Now, that's something I gotta agree with a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Matt Hoffa saying we have a mutual hater only kind of exposes why he had Troy Ave on the show anyway. If you guys don't know, Tax Stone doesn't like Matt Hoffa. So, in my opinion, Math having Troy Ave on the show was strategic. It was out of spite. It was to mock Tax Stone, because Tax Stone has been talking shit from the pen. He's on Twitter. Yes, he's locked up, but he's on Twitter. And he's made it very known, and he calls people out by name. And he has not hesitated to talk about Mav Hoffa. So when Mav says we have a mutual hater, then you kind of see the angle that he was going with by having Troy on his show in the first place. So it shouldn't be out of character, out of the ordinary for him to have Troy Ave on there like he was just trying to have a snitch on. It was more strategic than that. Now, I can't play video, but I will play a little bit of this clip. Just a little bit of this clip. This is what Math posted on his channel about China Mac after China Mac went on his platform to say he doesn't respect Math Hoffa. Listen to what China Mac had to say when it comes to race in certain communities.
From you growing up, what were the things before you had like black friends and Spanish friends and all that? What was the thought?
Stay away from black people.
Why?
Because
they smoke crack, they steal.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. It's the news.
The news. Television.
They're gonna rob you. They're gonna do that. They're gonna beat you up. They're gonna do all that type of shit, right? I remember, like my grandfather didn't let me go in. He said that if you're gonna talk to a black kid, you can't come back in his house. And I didn't go back in the house. I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 4 or some shit. 6, I don't know, right? But I was young. And, you know, and that's what I experienced.
But that started from you having a relationship with a black friend.
In school.
Right.
That was important to you.
Right.
Who was?
Black.
But who was the person?
I don't even know. I never seen him after that.
What do you mean?
So what happened was.
But you had a friend.
All right. What happened was my grandfather lived in Brooklyn, right? He lived in like by Brownsville area, like somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I lived there for a little bit, right? And then when I was a kid, I went to school. I was zoned to a school there. My first 2-3 days there, I go to the school. When my grandfather comes and picks me up, I'm standing outside talking to a black kid. And when I go in the car, he looks in the mirror and tells me if he catches me talking to another black kid, I can't go in the house. So when we got in the house, I stayed my ass outside. I stood right on the fucking the steps, and I said, "Call my mother. I'm not going inside."
Now, I want to say something real quick because this happens a lot with people of different races. They always have this like triumphant story about how they stood for a black person to try to defy the odds of, you know, coming from like a sort of racist background. But then you fast forward, this is the mentality that they also carry on into adulthood.
You come out. You know what I'm saying? Just like.
But why wouldn't you ask them like, yo?
Because it's something that we have to handle first. This is our community first before it's your community. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't ask anybody to, that's like if some shit is happening in my house, I have to make sure that I do what I can first. Anybody else that come, that's a blessing.
But I don't agree with that because I feel like community is not a color, it's not a race.
Right.
So if you got homies that really ride for you,
you shouldn't have to ask
like
them.
if China Mac got a problem,
then I
and you
shouldn't
pick
ask
up the
them.
phone,
Right, you shouldn't ask
this is
them.
what I'm saying.
Shouldn't
This is
have
what
to
I'm
ask.
saying. Like, those people
But
should
I'd
be
rather-
there, and it shows, yo, we stand together.
Right.
And
But what I'm
and that
saying
kind
is
of thoughts
that's
the
not
people who are
something.
looking like,
That's not something that I need to ask on.
right.
Right.
Why do I have to ask you? You know what I'm
support me
saying?
when you
If I ask you, then that means it really wasn't on your mind like that. So I would rather just, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I need to ask anybody, but I don't think I come from a school where we gotta handle shit ourselves first.
Right.
We gotta look within ourselves. You know what I mean? Well, who's on this block? Is shit happening right here? Who's on this block? I'm not gonna call you all the way in fucking Harlem to come or Brooklyn.
Nah,
to
fuck
come.
that. Pick up the phone,
No,
bro.
but what I'm saying is, you have
This
to
how I
understand.
feel.
No, as a
So
friend, I
predominantly, you
understand
want
how
to
you friend.
unify Asians primarily, right?
I want to unify the
you wanna
people, but what I'm
unify
saying
your
is,
people.
if this shit happened in your neighborhood, right? If this shit happened, where you from?
Brooklyn.
You from Brooklyn. So if this shit was happening
Left.
and a bunch of Puerto Rican ladies getting punched in the mouth, right? A bunch of Puerto Rican ladies getting cut, little babies getting beat up, like shit like that is happening, what is gonna happen? The community, the people is gonna come out first. Like, nah, this shit's not happening out here. Just like what I saw when people was looting, that shit didn't happen in Dykeman. You know why it ain't happen in Dykeman? Because all the motherfuckers came outside. I wish y'all motherfuckers would come out here.
Right.
I will say this. We've talked about this plenty of times on this platform about how we need to stick together and be unified as a people, because other races have already tapped into that, have already been practicing that. They actively do that. And when we hear it, we kind of take it as, oh yeah, you want to be in our culture, you want to be in our communities, but when the shit hits the fan, you only care about your race first. Let me tell you right now, there's not a problem with that when it comes to us doing that, man. We need to do that because we don't have that in our community. That's how a lot of these other communities and these other races of people, that's how they end up thriving, because they understand that they have their backs first. They could take from our culture and they can do X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day, they gonna choose them first. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have to. It's this whole entire system has been built on tribal mentality. Everybody belongs to their tribe. Yes, we need to all be one and collective and be human and share humanity and compassion and whatnot, whatever. But the reality of the situation is, we don't have that component in our community, in the black community, to where we stick together with each other when shit hits the fan and be there for each other, build with each other, and trust each other. I wish we had a lot more of that. But with the angle, like I was saying earlier, the angle that was played with this, despite the messaging that was behind it, I see the angle that Math was trying to go with when it comes to talking about the street shit, knowing damn well Math is now on his, legit podcast, entertainer, corporate lane. I'm tired of people trying to hold people stagnant in the street just because that's where they came from. We are bigger than that. We are more than that. We are way bigger than a street code. Motherfuckers want to live by that so bad, and it's only because they want to prove something to other niggas. It has nothing to do with who they actually are inside. Has nothing to do with that. It does not make you a real nigga. It just makes you a dumb nigga because you want to go outside and risk your life every fucking day when you don't have to. There's a difference between surviving in that environment and choosing to want to partake in it. Remember that. That was a great segue for the next topic. Trying to fight your way out of a situation opposed to choosing to be in that situation. Somebody who didn't choose to stay where they were at so they can go and elevate themselves and be better than who they were was Deion Sanders. Deion, since he has been at Colorado, he has gotten 20 transfers, 18 prospects signed early, and he's flipped a 4-star running back from Notre Dame. This is all after leaving Jackson State University. This is not the shit on Jackson State University because of what he's doing as far as what he should be doing as a coach there. But I can't tell you where I could shit on him at is how they treated him. You could tell the value of somebody at an establishment by the way that establishment treats them. And if you know the upgrade that Deion Sanders has come into being the new head coach at Colorado University, maybe you should do your due diligence. But I'm gonna tell you one person that had a lot to say. Mr. Ed Reed, a legend, Mr. Ed Reed. Listen to what he had to say.
Prime was not wrong about what he was saying. All y'all out there with y'all opinions, full of crap, don't know shit. But needless to say, I just pulled up to work. We're gonna try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCUs need help. I'm just here to help here first. I see it all too clearly.
He playing church
All
music.
our HBCUs
He
need
trying
help.
to
HBCUs need help.
any nigga playing church music and on live cussing, they are trying not to hurt somebody that day. They are trying to not hurt a soul. They said, let me turn on this Kirk Franklin and calm my spirit. This nigga listen to church music, mad as hell.
And they need help because of the people who's running it. It's broken mentalities out here. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. I gotta get in the office. I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I gotta get out here. My guy's already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half. I've been here for a week and a half and have done more than people that have been here in freaking years.
Wow.
And I'm not even hired yet.
Wow.
Damn shame.
Wow. I mean, clearly somebody's being taken advantage of. And I need people to understand, when we start speaking out about shit, man, we have to listen to that type of shit. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. I know where they get their funding from. I know where HBCUs get their funding from. He said it's a bag full of boots. He was not playing, bro. I didn't even realize he was playing gospel music until now, because I have my headphones on now. I could hear the background music. Man, he was trying to bring himself closer to God. He said, the devil has been playing tricks with my mind all the way to work today. And it's not even work. He's not even on contract. There's another video of him talking about cleaning up whole spaces and buildings and shit, and he's not even on contract to do so. Man, I hope they get that shit figured out, man. I really hope they do. Bing bong. Willie Riles with the 50 in the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Willie just dropped the 50 bomb in the super chat. Yo, appreciate you, Willie, man. That was dope, bro. I appreciate you a lot, man. Those who support the GMS show, you know I thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys a lot, man, because you don't have to do it, but you do. And I thank you, and I'm appreciative, and I got a lot of gratitude and love in my heart for the GMS fan, man, when y'all do that type of shit, man. Appreciate you, man. One more last thing I want to get to before I get out of here, bro. Adam22, man, of No Jumper. You guys are familiar with Adam22. I was trying to give the guy a chance. I was trying to give his platform a chance till I realized he started using his co-hosts as pawns. And a lot of his hosts and co-hosts on No Jumper are black. And it seems like he knows that in that realm, we get more triggered by certain things, certain topics or things that are said and shit like that. He has been using his platform to display the most ratchet, ghetto, fuck shit and will sit back and just get paid for it and then wipe his hands of it and say, I can't control. I can't. Nigga, this is a independent owned platform. He does not have a contract with fucking CBS or fucking Revo or any of these other platforms. It's an independent platform. No Jumper is. That man is making a lot of bread, and he knows what this culture is into, and he will continue to play on that as long as people continue to give clicks. And the most recent shit will prove that. Somebody that has been there since day one, that has really helped that platform and has given a lot to that platform, as well as opening up with his own personal drug addiction and all types of shit. A guy by the name of Lil House Phone. Adam decided to interview a transgender woman, and for some reason, this clout chasing motherfucker decided to name House Phone as somebody that he or she slept with. And Adam, being the person that wants the content and wants the clicks and wants the controversy, instead of clipping it out or at least trying to hide the identity, he put the interview out and left somebody saying House Phone's name. To which House Phone had to respond on that platform and basically come out as somebody who likes transgender women. Lil House Phone was getting Lil House Phoned. Apparently, allegedly. I mean, he says he didn't touch no dick, see no dick, suck no dick, take no dick. That's what he said. But it's hard to believe when you are curious of that side of town. I cannot say that if you are, look, saying you were curious or being experimental, man, curious is one thing. Curiosity only leads you so far. If you are curious, you're the type of person where you might see some shit on the internet and be like, but you won't go as far as that. See, you experimented. And when people are down to experiment, let me ask you a question. Name one scientist who did one experiment and stopped. Anybody? Anybody got an answer? Seems like they like to follow through. I don't know. That's just me. And then it always seems like when this type of situation happens, somebody's like, yo, this is my, I tried something. This is my first time. I never, no, it's not. It's just the first time he got caught. And I don't want to come down on Lil House Phone, man, because it sucks that he was in denial. It was a massa complex that he has with Adam22. He really thinks that Adam is his friend. So he kept telling himself that he didn't believe that Adam would do this to him. He didn't believe that Adam did it in a malicious way. But everything in that interview said he did it on purpose. We have to stop giving ourselves and our culture to these motherfuckers who will use it all the way up until you damn near off yourself. We talking about a person that has contemplated taking their own life before, and we've seen it. It's up there. It's on YouTube. This person has had those type of thoughts. But here goes Adam exposing a side of his life that he may not have been ready to tell the world. And had to be forced to do so. So we can make all the jokes in the world about what House Phone is into, but at the end of the day, there's a culprit to all these crimes, man. Everything that keeps happening on No Jumper, this is felonious behavior. And it's coming from the BMX guy who decided, hey, he did the exact thing that a lot of white entertainers and artists do, who see the culture and realize there is a lane to capitalize off it, because it's easier to see a white face and to hear a white voice talking about hip hop in the culture than it is listening to the people that are actively in it and doing things in it, instead of just reporting on things and putting up the bullshit and showing the trash aspect of life. They released the Chrisean Rock video where she had to get dragged out of the No Jumper headquarters because she was losing her fucking mind. And it was like they dropped it as a premiere. They didn't even, it wasn't like they were live and it happened and so on and so forth. No, it was an interview that already happened. They had the clip sitting, waiting in the bag, and they knew this is gonna be hot on the internet. This is gonna get us clicks, content. We're gonna get paid from this because this is exclusive content. And then they put it out, which you can't hate on that because, I mean, ultimately Blueface and Krishan are the reason why they got that content. And it's not No Jumper's fault that Krishan acted out. But at the same time, they knew what they were getting themselves into with two toxic individuals who can't seem to have any type of civilized conversation or interaction at any point of the day. And they exploit that shit. A lot of platforms exploit that shit. But I hope a lot of them over there at No Jumper realize that they dealing with somebody who will expose them and turn their life upside down just for some content and just for the clicks and to get that off top bread while he move on and go do porn with his wife and shit. That's the shit that fucks me up. He'll leave all the niggas in there creating content and shit, come by every once in a while, do his shit, do his whatever, then go start fucking bitches and shit, having threesomes while these niggas over here fighting for their life, getting in fucking altercations and getting their lives exposed. I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel some type of way about Adam, man. I feel like that might be the next person we might have to push away from the culture, but we'll see. We'll see. That's not up for me to decide, man. It needs to be a louder voice than me. But nonetheless, GMS fam, the green room, I need y'all to do me a big favor, man. Like I said, today is Friday. We got 3 G's tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure you pull up for that. Hit that like button if you are here, man. If you did not hit the like button right now. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. Shout out to Willie Rouse for the 50 in the super chat. You can become a member of the GMS show if you hit the star right below my face. Hit the join button, man. Hit that join button. Become a member. There are 3 tiers, man. GMS level 1, 2, and 3. Let me see y'all in the comment section, man. I want to see y'all in that comment section. I think it's time to give away the last GMS shirt that I have. The last exclusive pushing peace. We not pushing plea like Gunna. We pushing peace. Because it's Green Mind State over here. It's GMS, man. I think it's time to give away that last shirt. So let me see y'all in the comment section below when the live is over. I'll see y'all over there. I'm gonna pick a person to send this shirt to, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about today's episode. We gonna roll up out of here, man. GMS fam, the green room. Turn something up. Smoke something. It's Friday. It's Friday. You done had a good week. I hope you feeling well, man. I hope y'all in good health. I hope your families are doing well. I hope you guys are getting to the money. I hope y'all get into the success. I hope you are plotting the future, getting your goals and all your affairs in order, making sure you stay focused, stay consistent, stack that bread. Oh yeah, you want a free shirt? Then you were supposed to send me your there's been a few people who have won shirts but have never sent me their information. Maybe I don't know if they nervous. I don't know if they scared. I don't know if they think I'ma like come find them or some shit or send some people after them. But I really do give away shirts, bro, and I prove it. I'll be posting people that get their shirts every time. Literally every single person that has either ordered a shirt or won a shirt has got their shirt. So if you are one of the people that won a shirt and didn't get one, it's probably because you didn't send me your address or you probably sent it to somewhere that I don't check a lot. But make sure you go and you send me your info. If you want a free shirt, I will get one to you eventually. I got to make more now because there's only one left. So the free shirt people, now y'all niggas got to wait. All right? If you a free shirt motherfucker, you got to wait now. But everybody who's paid for one definitely got theirs. That's a fact. You know what? I had one dude who won a shirt, and then I never gave it to him because he lived in my city, and he started acting weird and shit, and he was like sending me a bunch of songs on SoundCloud that sounded horrendous. I mean, they were fucking horrible. And I was just like, I hope this dude don't ask me to hang out. And sure enough, he did. So I was like, all right, man, sus. So I didn't even give it to him. I was like, fuck that. I was just coming with an excuse. Why not? But yeah, either way, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? Send me your info, motherfucker. I got you. GMS fam, like I said, man, do your due diligence. Hit the like, subscribe, follow socials, Cash App, join. Get in that comment section, man. I want to see all y'all in the comment section, man. I want to see at least 5 of y'all. At least 5. Can I get at least 5 of y'all in the comment section below when the live is done? I'm going to see y'all down there, man. GMS fam, the green room. Happy Friday. See y'all tonight on 3Gs. Have a blessed one. Smoke something. We out.